Hello again, YouTube, and today it's a vlog. 9 times out of 10, when I'm sitting in this chair, it's going to be a vlog. Um, I'm sorry, I just remembered that there was probably going to be dust on the chair before I sat down. Whatever. Um, yeah, so it's currently 3:30 ish in the morning. Uh, on a Tuesday right now. My whole day has been, and I don't want to get all extra and shit like this, but my whole day has been, it's been one hell of a day. Um, I didn't really share a whole lot of what happened today with some of the people. I went out with some people tonight. We went to Waffle House, and I watched Kong Skull Island, and stuff like that. But there's a couple of things I want to address before I jump into what happened today. First of all, Henry, I know you're watching. Henry is one of my friends. His Xbox gamer tag is Exceeding Seaman, or formerly known as Exceeding Seaman. Now it's Exceeding Seaman 2. But we call him Henry because that's his actual name. Henry, fuck you. That's all I'm going to say. Um, Moving on. So, um, what else has happened? Other than the stuff I'm going to talk about that what happened today, um, nothing's really happened, or else I would have made a video. The only reason I'm making a video right now is because there's an update with what's been going on in my job as far as promotion wise and what the hell happened this past week, basically. Um, so yeah, that's really and then today just so happened to be like one of the worst days I've ever had at Green Hills, probably. Uh, but yeah, so I can't think of anything else to talk about. So we'll just jump into what the fuck happened today. So we'll start off with when I woke up yesterday morning, or actually we'll start with the night before because it has to be trailed back to the night before. So I closed. Um Today is currently Tuesday. So I closed Sunday night, and then I opened Monday morning. All right? Closed Sunday night, and this is where the downhill spiral started going at the theater. So I closed, and everything was fine and whatever. And then one of the managers that's full time is one of the ones that's actually leaving. He says, "Hey, do you want to go out with me and my friends for some drinks tonight? And there's also another person that's there that'll be there. And we're going to go for drinks to a bar, and we're only going to be there for a little bit. Do you want to go?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "Well, you don't have to be there the whole time." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll go, but we'll see. I have to open the next day," which was yesterday now. I'm trying to keep you guys straight. Yeah. Anyway, so night goes on into it was going swimmingly, just going swimmingly until the very end. And so the person that's leaving, he was like, "Hey, so I'm leaving early to go meet my friends." I'm like, "Whatever, it's fine. You don't have to stay here because Sunday night is when we do our projector reboots." And that's how most theaters are. So it's basically like turning your computer on and off, or off and on. You just go up there and you flip some switches and you turn it off and on. That's all you do. So I did that. I was doing that. I was like, "You don't need to stay here because the last show is not going to get out until like 1:50 in the morning. You don't need to be here." So he left. Well, he left around 12:30 or so. So this is what happens. So I go and I'm waiting for everything to get out. And our last show gets out at 1:50. And I go up there and I start turning off projectors. And the way our projectors are set up is that all of our projectors are Sony, except for a Sony brand projector. They're all kind of the same, except for one, and that's a Do-Re-Mi. That one is weird, but it's different, but it's also easier in some ways, and it's more difficult in other ways. Anyway, it's different. So I get through all the Sonys, and I'm also hitting the Do-Re-Mi as I'm going through. All right. So basically, you have to do it in like 3 stages. So that's why I'm saying this. Going in a loop is basically what I'm trying to say. So I do the first loop, fine. I do the second loop, fine. And then I get to the third loop. And I do all the other projectors. And I was like, well, I'll do the Do-Re-Mi last because it's different. And I don't remember how to do the last steps of it because I've only shut it down. And I've been at this theater for over 7 months now. And I've only shut it down like twice in the 7 months. And that was like spread out across a couple months. So, I started doing that. What we have the instructions printed on that one because no one can remember how to do it because there's this really weird way you had to do it and all that whatever. I'm trying to make excuses anyway. So I try to go through the reboot process. Nothing happens. It doesn't turn on. Projector turns on, but the server rack does not turn on. I'm like, oh boy. So then I turn it off again. I try to do the whole thing over again. Nothing. So then I call our IT support and I'm like, hey, what do I do? They're worthless. That's all I'm going to say. They're fucking worthless. And I called them. They're like, well, we can't really do anything because we're not there. We have to call your IT specialist to come out there, or your projection specialist to come out there and attempt to fix it or see what's going on. And I was like, okay, but can you walk me through to make sure it's nothing I'm messing up? Because I've only done this like twice, and it's been a while. And so we went through it, and I was doing it correctly. So I was like, okay, at least it's not my fault. So that's all I'm trying to like figure out because I'm trying the last thing I want to do before trying to go full time right now is to fuck up a projector and make myself look really bad. So I leave out of there. By this time, it's about 2:20 in the morning. And I leave out of there. We go to the bar. Now, after that, until the next day, technically the next day, it was fine. So went to the bar, had fun, whatever. Left, came home, went to bed. Thought nothing else of it. All right. I'm supposed to be at work at 10. Okay. Forgot to set my alarm. That's how my day starts off. Forgot to set my alarm. I woke up at 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm supposed to be at work at 10. It takes me like 30 minutes to get there. And I'm like, fuck. So then I start driving. I get ready. I start driving. Luckily, I took a shower the night before. So I start driving. Whatever. And GM calls me. He's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm on my way. I woke up late and there was traffic and whatever. And then so he's like, okay, well, just get here when you can. You know, you're not in trouble, but just get here when you can. We had we had a door person call out and a concessionist that's not here. And I was like, okay. And, great. So then I called him back and I was like, hey, so I don't know if you don't know about Theater 10, but, it's down. And I knew this was going down, and he was there for a while before I was there because he was supposed to be there at 7 in the morning because we were getting new registers in our box office and at guest service because we're going through a box office remodel and we got a grant to do a whole bunch of shit. So anyway, I was like, hey, Theater 10's messed up. I don't know if you can fix it, but I already called IT last night and they couldn't do anything. And then they said they were submitting a ticket and Rachel was looking at it, or going to be looking at it. So he's like, all right, I'll take a look at it. So then I get there. I get to the theater and, he's a little bit pissed off because, all these things are happening. we got two people calling out. The projector's jacked up. I was late. And then they start trying to get the registers to work, and the registers aren't working. All they need is one terminal to work, and it's not working, and that whole thing. So, whatever. So the day starts off like that, and he goes and checks it out, and as I walk into the building, come to find out, the IT people never opened a ticket for Rachel, or our IT or projection specialist. They never opened a ticket, so then Chris called and was like, what the hell's going on? And Rachel hasn't heard anything. So then Rachel's coming out there and comes to us and is like, yeah, okay. And looks at it, and she says, we have a bad UPS, basically a bad power supply. And that it's going to be until the next day for it to get shut down. So then all of our box times got moved around because of our show times got canceled or moved around different times or whatever. So I had to go change those. And then we had to open concessions. We took the person that was supposed to open box. They did concessions all day. I helped them open concessions. And then what happened after that? So then they finally got the registers fixed after that. So then things were starting to look up after that. And then, we started realizing how stupid these registers are. These new registers, okay, so the newfangled registers are like, kind of like the old ones we had. So the old ones we used to have were these bigger monitors that were touchscreen. And you had a computer, or you had a display wire that ran from the monitor down bottom to the computer, and that's how it worked. This one, it's all in one, and it has a front screen that the customer sees and a screen that you see that's a touch screen also with a built-in card reader, and it has computer innards in the middle of that. So that's what we're working with. That's cool and all, but take into account that this theater was built in the 90s. The box windows are small as fuck. So it's really hard to put bigger things in there and newer fangled things that are meant to have more open space when you don't have that. So it looks really stupid. That happened, and then we found a sort of solution to it. And then we had two people in the night crew try to call out. And the first person claimed that they had, what did they have? They had a migraine and they couldn't work. And the other person claimed that they had just switched shifts with someone at their other job, so they couldn't make it into work today. So I wrote both of them up, so that was a thing. And then, I take it back. I got my mindset on two write-ups. The person that didn't show up for kitchen originally, I wrote that person up, and I wrote the other person up that switched the shifts. The other person that had the migraine, I guess, she came in. So she was there. And then that same manager from the night before came in and was working. And then my GM that I was working with yesterday also, he left at like 3:30, so that was weird. And then he gave me word that I need to repay all these invoices and stuff that's overdue that no one's been telling anybody about, supposedly. So that took me a better part of my shift to do that. And then there was all this stuff about projection legs that connect to the projectors that our projectionist person is supposed to be fixing, that somehow got mixed in with our construction crew stuff. So then I needed to move it. Well, then I found it in a storage unit, and then I had the construction crew move it inside, and they put it downstairs in the emergency exit hallway, but it needs to be in the lower booth. So then I moved it upstairs on a dolly. These things are like 40-something pounds a box. So, you know, taking them all the way across the theater, or no, they got to be more than 40-something pounds. They got to be more like 60 or 70-something. But they're long, oblong, like they're really long. So imagine picking that up, taking it down a hallway that's a straight corridor that has 14 theaters, walk it all the way down the corridor, up 2 sets of stairs, and then halfway down that same hallway. And then drop it, come back downstairs, and do it like 2 more times. Fuck that. So that's what I did. And then what else happened? Fuck. It was just a whirlwind of a day. Like, it was, from start to finish, it was just complete fuckery is all I can think of how to describe yesterday. And then I got off, and it was just magically okay. Everything had been completed. It was fine. And then I got off, and I went to Opry Mills, and I watched Kong, and I caught up with some people that I used to talk to and still talk to. And then we went to Waffle House afterwards, and it was great. And then now I'm home, and it's almost 4 in the fucking morning. So, yeah. And I'm off today, so there's that. So yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Oh, somewhere in the middle of that shit too, I was gonna say there's the main reason I was making the video, because there's an update with promotioning stuff. So one of the managers that's leaving has already left. Her last day was Saturday. The other one is leaving technically today now. So his last day is today. So, and then I also found out that there's another part-time manager that's leaving in like April. And then they posted the first assistant position, but I can't get that. I'm not qualified for it. And I had my interview today for the full-time. I didn't know that was happening until like last night. Or night before last, technically. I'm trying to get this straight, but I haven't gone to bed yet. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I had my interview for the full-time position, and it was just really kind of short, but it was in the middle of this chaos at the same time. That's why I was saying it was a fun-filled day. So we had this interview, and he's just like, yeah, can you do this stuff? You feel comfortable doing this? Yada, yada, yada. Do you... can you be responsible for doing this? Because I walked in on our maintenance guy sitting on his phone this morning and all this and that shit. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I can do all that. That's fine. I'm good. And he was like, okay, well, it's going to be about 2 weeks before I know anything. But, okay, that's all I can say for right now. And I was like, okay. And then we moved on to some other stuff. And that was it. So hopefully in about 2 weeks, I know something, and I have full time. I got a raise. I don't know if I put that in the last video. I don't think I did. I think I found out somewhere in between the last video and this video. But I got a raise from 11 to 11.25. So there's that. I had my 6-month evaluation. And I got a 25-cent raise. So there's that. There you go. And if I get full-time on top of that, it's like a second raise, because I get benefits and vacation time and all that type of shit. So, and I might even get another raise on top of that. I might get raised to 11.50 or 11.75. Well, they might raise me to 12. I don't know. We'll see. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, so I can't think of anything else. I don't think. The car is okay for now. I'm leaning more towards wanting a RAV4, Toyota RAV4, or a Honda CR-V, something kind of the same size. But yeah, something like that as my next car, because I've driven both of them and I like both of them. I would probably go more with the RAV4 though. But yeah, remember, like, comment, friend, subscribe, like the Facebook page to be linked down below in the description. Next video will probably be gameplay or another vlog. I mean, I'm probably not going to know anything about my promotion for another 2 weeks. I don't think I'm going to have to wait 2 weeks for another vlog. Unless it's just completely stupid slow. Like, I'm doing all opening shifts this week. I believe. I think. I could be wrong. It changes like every fucking week. I don't know. I don't have money scheduled yet for next week either. So there's that. So I'll see you guys next time in some sort of a video at some point in time. Probably if I'm not dead. Bye.